Hey everybody, Rory McDonald, MacDon and Associates coming to you with the newest episode of Tuesdays with Rory. I know it has been a while since I jumped on here and created a video for you all. Reality is it has just been an incredibly busy start to the year, incredibly busy end to 2024. But we're back in it. We're back making things happen. And my goal is to start releasing these podcasts, these videos on a weekly basis. Obviously on Tuesdays. The podcast is called Tuesdays with Rory, and start doing that on a regular basis. Now, one of the things in my heart behind creating this particular video is just conversations that I've had with clients, both clients that have just purchased houses within the last year, even the last couple months, as well as people who have been in their home for a long period of time and are considering the idea of maybe downsizing or upscaling to a larger home. Maybe they had one passed down to them, or they're in their first house and it's a 3-bed, 1-bath, and they need something a little bit bigger. So one of the questions that I get from people on a very consistent basis is, hey, Rory, how do we go about increasing the equity that we have in our home? What updates should we do? What should we add to the house? Should we do anything? What should we do to the home? And there's a lot of ways that this can potentially go. First and foremost, right now, the real estate market, the way that it is, you are at a maximum of what I believe you probably be capable of getting for your home at this moment than any other time. And the reason for this has nothing to do with the updates that you've done, nothing to do with the interest rates the way they are. It has everything to do with supply and demand. There are not a lot of homes on the market. There's just not. There's not a ton of houses out there. It's a struggle that we as real estate agents are running into on a regular basis. It's a struggle that buyers are running into on a regular basis. It is the way that it is right now. That being said, if you're the one house that's on the market, it's not going to matter whether or not your bathroom is updated or your kitchen is updated, or if you have a new roof or new furnace or anything else. You're the only one available, which kind of dictates what it is that you can do and what you can ask for when it comes to your pricing on the home. Now, you don't want to be ridiculous. Reality is, if you're in St. Clair Shores and you're in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, you're not going to be asking for $450,000. You got to be realistic in your asking price, because that's a huge part of how you're going to market the property too. How we price the home is also a piece of how we market it. So first and foremost, wanted to get that out of the way. But for those of you out there who are like, hey, I want to push my house over the edge. I want to raise the value just slightly more to try and figure out what it is that I can get, and what investment in my home is worth making the investment, and I will see it out in the long run. I'll see getting that investment out and then some when it comes to the sale of my home eventually when I do that. So I've broke this down into kind of 4 major categories that we'll go through. And then at the very end of this, I've got the top 5 things that buyers are focusing on right now when it comes to looking for houses. What are the main 5 things that they're looking at? That's at the end. Little a caveat for you guys who stick around for the entire video. So you're going to want to check that out at the very end. But to break this down, our very first category that we're going to be focusing on: things that make the home feel bigger, ways to make the house feel a little bit larger. The first one, this is kind of a, you got to weigh this one out depending on how many bedrooms you have in the house or whether or not you have a dining room, things like that. But adding an office within your house, adding a small space where somebody who can come in and work from home. Reality is that never before have we ever seen this in the world. So many people with an option to work from home, at least for a few days. So being able to provide a space where they're not just sitting at the kitchen table or the dining room table, they have a designated space for them to go and make an office out of it. So if you take that step and you make an office and you make it look really nice, that's a really awesome option. I just showed a house the other night over in Macomb Township. It was a 4-bedroom house, and they took one of the 4 bedrooms, converted into a really, really nice setup for an office. Obviously, it could be flipped back over to a bedroom if it needed to be, but most people who are looking right now are, mom and dad, maybe they have 2 kids. And so you have the space, if you got a 4-bedroom at that point, to convert one of those bedrooms into an office. Second thing that you can do is finish your basement. If you've got a basement, that's awesome. It's a huge upgrade already having just a plain old unfinished basement, but taking that space and increasing the amount of finished square footage that you have in the house for entertaining, for birthday parties when you have people come over for the kids, for Thanksgiving dinners, go down the list. having that extra space is huge. I know we just refinished our basement about 2 years ago, and it added a lot of equity within our home. But even more so, I'm not thinking so much about equity. I'm thinking about, we don't plan on moving anytime soon where we live, unless some crazy opportunity comes on the market. We don't plan on doing anything, but having an additional space where we can entertain, we can work out, we've got office space down there, and we kind of have like a second living room for the kids to hang out, get movie nights and game nights to be able to happen down there. It's a huge positive. So finishing the basement is number 2. Last thing is converting in some way, shape, form, or fashion in your home so that you have a little bit more of an open floor plan. So maybe that's removing just one single wall, or maybe that's converting a kitchen to face a different direction, things like that. Open floor plan is huge. It gives people a little bit idea too of some of the things they can do with the space when it's a little bit more open, and some of the ways that they can entertain. So that's another really huge positive. So first category that we're focusing on, we just wrapped that up, and that is making the home bigger. The way you can do that: add an office, finish your basement, or convert to a larger open concept living space. The second thing is increase your curb appeal. This is huge. I know it's hard right now because it's -7 degrees outside here. It's February if you're watching this video, 2025, which if you're watching this 2 years from now, you're probably like, yep, I remember that winter. It is cold. It's unbearably cold. It's going to be hard to do that right now. But come spring, come summer, come fall, increasing your curb appeal is huge. Having your house stand out from the neighbors or from the guy down the street that's on the market is giant. And some practical ways for you to do that: adding stone veneer to the front of your house. So a lot of times you'll see houses that have the block on the bottom or cement on the bottom. Adding veneer to that, or even veneer to the side of the house, that's a possibility too. Get a new front door. I know that this is a crazy thought, a crazy idea, and I'm not talking repaint it. That might solve the problem in some ways, but if you have an older, beat up windows kind of needed to be replaced on this front door, adding a front door is giant. I was actually looking, Homelight is a company. They put out a lot of different articles and things like that, which is where I'm stealing a lot of this information. You guys can go and see it, but kind of wanted to package all up for you guys. But adding a front door costs anywhere around about $2,400, and it can recover over 180% of what it is that you put into the house. So you put, let's call it $2,500. You're almost pulling out $4,000 for that upgrade within your house. So front door is the second one. Third one, garage door. And if you need somebody with garage doors, I've got an awesome hookup. Good dude, great garage door company in Tapa Services. Man, they do great stuff. Go follow them online, follow them on social media. They put wonderful, beautiful garage doors in. They did my own. Very good. But that upgrade within your house, again, is a huge upgrade. You can see almost 200% return on that new garage door. Putting a good new garage door in, you don't have to go crazy with it. It just needs to look nice. It's not dented up. It's not beat up from the kids playing basketball in the front yard. You just want it to look good. So that's the third thing. Outside, touch-ups on the paint outside. The reality is this is just, it happens living in a house. You're cutting the grass, you run over some stones or some dirt, it throws rocks against the house, it scratches it all up. It is what it is. It's how it works. Or maybe you have a brick house. It's not vinyl. You have a brick home and it's painted. And same thing. Like it gets dirty. It gets messed up. Clean that off. Repaint it. Touch up where you can. Just make it look good. That's a really good, big thing too. And then here's another one. And this is a little bit more. It can be a little bit more pricey, but I have seen this work wonders for people. And that is adding parking. I know you're probably like might not even be a thought in your mind, but adding parking. So I'm picturing a two car driveway, and then off to the side, maybe even going next to the garage, is more parking for you to put another vehicle or a boat or a small pop-up camper or kids' toys or bikes or whatever it might be. Adding that extra space, adding that other extra cement, that extra place to park is huge. And it's a huge positive because not everybody has that. And it's definitely worth the investment. So breaking this down again, very first thing, how do we increase our equity, make the home feel bigger? Second one, increase our curb appeal, which gave you some quick ideas on that. Third one is aesthetic upgrades. So some of the aesthetic upgrades that I always focus on are kitchen faucets. So, kitchen and bathroom. Bathroom is another big place too that people spend a lot of time. Faucets in the kitchen, faucets in the bathroom. Just a small, $250 upgrade, that's pretty high end in a lot of cases. You're buying that, you're putting in. It could change an entire space. I know we did it. When I first moved in, our house needed a lot of work, and that was one of the things that this wasn't a priority. I just threw in the cheapest one I could find. And I can tell you that when we upgraded to the one with the hose that comes out a little bit higher up, it made it so much more convenient. Things could fit in the sink better. It looked better. There's just a lot of good things about going about it that way. Uh, a remodel versus a large upscale remodel. And here's what I mean. You might be able to get into your bathroom and do a small upgrade, and it might be, you do the vanity, you do a toilet, minimal things, and you see that increase in your equity. You see the growth in it versus going in and doing an entire remodel, putting high-end stuff within the bathroom. Yes, it's going to look very good, but your chances of getting as much out because of the quality of the finishes that you put in is a little bit harder to do. If this was a brand new build, you might be able to see that, but because it's it's an existing home, you're going to be limited by the bathrooms in the neighbors' houses. So I'd always lean on the side of, don't go crazy with this remodel, but you could remodel doing bathrooms, kitchen, maybe things like that. Refinish your floors. Here's another one. Refinishing your floors, aesthetic upgrade. If you've got wood, redo that. If you got carpet, rip it out, put new carpet in. And this is a big thing too. This is what a lot of people love, especially in my generation, is luxury vinyl plank flooring. It's the LVP flooring that you can buy from Home Depot or Lowe's. It's not crazy expensive per square foot. You lay that down, you put it over it. It's brand new flooring. And the coolest thing is for a lot of people who are buying in like that Clinton Township, St. Clair Shores, Sterling Heights area, having that is a little bit more of a positive than the wood. And the reason for that is wood scratches. It gets marked up. You spill things on it. It stains. Like that happens. LVP flooring doesn't have that. It's a kind of a foolproof, waterproof design of, you can leave water on it for a week. It's not going to make a difference. You can scratch it up. The dog's running through the house is not going to create a problem. The kids spilling things on it, it's not going to create a problem. You have a party and wine spills on it. Who knows, right? Like there's a lot of big positive stuff. LVP flooring, luxury vinyl plank flooring, which is a very cheap kind of upgrade too. And it protects those hardwoods for in the future. You're not putting carpet that's glued down like grandma and grandpa did and ruining the hardwoods. You're kind of being able to fix that in the future too. Last one is painting. Repainting with a very neutral color palette is huge. So like whites, beiges, grays, things that are in today, a little bit more warm and a little bit less cold than what it is we saw probably in like the last 5 years or so with those like thick gray colors that people have seen. So repainting is the other one. So we've got there's 4 pieces to this. I've gone through 3. I'm going to reiterate them one more time. Make the home feel bigger. Curb appeal. How do you focus in on the curb appeal? Third one, increasing the aesthetic within the home. And last one is reduced maintenance upgrades. So like maintenance, reduce the amount of maintenance that the next purchaser would have. What would this be? For you, my people over in the shores who have got houses that have 25-year-old furnaces, and you're like crossing your fingers going, God, I hope this doesn't go in the last 2 years of us living here before we upgrade or build that house or whatever. Go get the furnace replaced. I know it's hard. I know it's rough to bite the bullet in a sense, but go get it replaced. It will add value to your home. And even more so, it's going to increase the number of buyers who focus in a little bit more on yours than the one down the street, which can increase the value in a bidding war type situation. Is just a peace of mind of knowing I don't have to worry about the furnace is a huge, huge positive. So furnace, AC, if you got it older, don't just get it maintenance, get it taken care of, get it replaced, get it fixed. If you need a connection there, I got you. Got some great guys that I can send you over to. And the last one is roof and siding. Very similar to the furnace. If you're crossing your fingers going, man, I really hope that this doesn't start leaking, or man, I hope that last piece of shingle doesn't start falling off because I know I need to replace it soon. Just go get it done. If it ends up creating a bigger problem, you're going to have bigger problems to fix. Drywall that's now wet because the roof leaked. a siding. Underneath your siding, you have a wood in most cases, a lot of cases. That wood, it rots. If it rots, you're going to need to replace it. There's higher cost to that. Go get it done. Take care of it. Not only is it going to help you have a little bit more peace of mind, but even more so, it's going to help the next purchaser who's moving into your house have that same peace of mind, which will increase the value, increase the desirability of your home versus others. Go take care of that. So I'm going to reiterate all these one more time, and I'm going to give you guys what you've been waiting for, which is the top 5 things that purchasers right now in the market are leaning more into and wanting in a home. So first and foremost, make the house feel bigger. 2, curb appeal. Increase the curb appeal. Make the house outside of the house look a little bit better. 3, aesthetic upgrades within your home. Faucets, maybe redoing a bathroom, things like that. And number 4, your maintenance items. Take care of those maintenance items so it's less of a risk for the next purchaser who's moving in. It definitely will increase your value, as will all of these items. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the top 5 things that buyers in today's market are kind of focused on, paying attention to, wanting in a home. First and foremost, most wanted feature that buyers want in a home right now is a laundry room, a designated laundry room, not just, the basement, and in the corner of the basement, there's the washer and the dryer and the tub that's over there. No, they want a designated laundry room, preferably on the most convenient floor possible. So whether you're in a ranch and that's on the first floor, or if you're in a colonial, and we've even seen them in the second floor in colonials to make things easier in newer builds, they want a designated laundry room. Second thing, patio. When I say patio, I don't mean a deck. I mean a patio, a cement patio, something that they can shovel off in the wintertime, still spend time on, and something that they can use as entertainment in the summer and in the fall and in the spring when people come over and they're hanging out. It is a huge, huge thing that a lot of purchasers really want. Third one, this is more leaning towards that number 4, which is the maintenance upgrades. New Energy Star windows. Energy Star windows are ones that they're super high efficient in comparison to other windows. They don't have drafts that come through them if they're installed correctly, and they're new. So the seals are new. The gases inside the windows don't let air come in and out, or frost to develop on them. Energy Star windows are huge. Number 4, exterior lighting. When you come home at night and you have no lights on, and finally when you figure out, okay, my husband, my wife, whatever, flips the light on for me, it's still not enough light. That exterior lighting in the soffits that people see, or even like a lamp post for some of the older homes, having that is huge. Use it to your advantage if you've already got it, and upgrade maybe the lights or the bulbs that are in that. And number 5, the biggest thing, or the 4th biggest, their 5th biggest thing, excuse me, that buyers are focused on right now and wanting is a full bath on the main level. So a lot of older homes that we see in like a Mount Clemens, what we'll see is a half bath on the first floor, and on the second floor you'll see a full bath up near the bedrooms and stuff. Now we're seeing a lot of purchasers really lean into and want is not just that full bath on the second floor, but also a full bath on the main floor for guests, visitors, things like that come in, so that they don't have to go upstairs if they're staying the night and take a shower upstairs. They've got that bathroom on the main floor. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Hopefully you have some better ideas now of how to increase the equity in your current home, in order to really maximize the amount of money that you can when it comes to selling your home here in Macomb, Oakland, Wayne, St. Clair, Lapeer, all these counties here in Metro Detroit. If you have any more questions, though, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number here is 586-300-3034, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Or if you're wanting just a market report or a market impact report of what it is that's taking place in the market and how it's impacting your home and the value of your home, reach out to us here at MacDon Associates. Happy to get that to you. But I'm very thankful for you checking out today's video. Keep watching, because next week we're going to have a new one, and look forward to seeing you on there. And hopefully today gave you a little bit of insight into ways that you can increase your value. So again, thank you. Have a very blessed day. We'll see you.